want to welcome everybody to tonight's banquet, an evening during which we are celebrating, as Aryeh said so nicely, the 95th anniversary of Yeshivas Chavetz Chaim Talmudical Academy. Looking around at this crowd, you can't help but be amazed and inspired. I'm not only talking about the size of this crowd. Our numbers people have told us that this is one of the biggest banquet crowds in TA in 95 years in TA history. The final numbers are going to come in. But also we're talking about the diversity. We have here community leaders and rabbanim. We have administrators, rabbeim, and teachers. We have wonderful honorees and their families. We have so many TA parents here. We have TA parents who don't even have kids in the school anymore, but they still feel part of the institution. We have TA parents who've been to TA dinners before, and we have TA parents who've never been to TA dinners before, and they've sworn they've never come again. However, this is their first time. I want to start the evening by posing a question. What are we doing here? Why are we taking our times out of our busy Tuesday nights? We're taking time out of our family time, out of our night sedarim. There's Little League Baseball tonight for some people. Why are we staying here? Why are we staying here? Why are we coming out here to TA? Shh. I want to answer the question by sharing why do we spend so much, why are we taking our time, our precious time over here? I want to share a short story that I heard from Rabbi Nissan Al-Kastel Shlita. I heard it not in regards to this, but maybe we can extrapolate this to a message that we heard over here. We all know the story, how the story begins. I'm sure Rabbi Spiro has said the story once before. There was once somebody who won the lottery. Right? A very rich man, he won the lottery. And he became rich overnight. Every year he made a Sudas Hodah. Every year he made a Sudas Hodah, a feast of thanksgiving, to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to thank Hashem for the time, for when he made all that money. But we know the tides turn. Unfortunately, he lost it all. Every year he had made this big feast, this famous feast. He rented out Bet Tefillah. He hired Chaos Catering, made it such a beautiful event. But then, unfortunately, the tides turned, and he lost it all. Still, though, he kept up, and he made that little party once a year. He made this little party once a year, but obviously it wasn't a big, fancy affair. He only got knishop for that. He got a little bit of herring for knishop in the basement of his shul. And his friends asked him, why are you doing this? Why are you still making this party? Why are you still making this party? Why are you still thanking Hashem for the time that you made the money? You don't have no money anymore. And he said something very powerful. He said, when I made the money, I didn't just buy myself a fancy car. I didn't just buy myself a fancy house in Bezer. What did I do? I hired myself a Rebbe. Shh. I hired myself a Rebbe. Me and my family and I, we didn't know too much Torah. We didn't know too much. And I hired myself a Rebbe to teach us Torah. And now I don't have any money left. But the words of the Rebbe, the Divrei Torah they taught us, are still with us. He said, I don't have any money left, but I have everything that matters. I said, I have no money left, but I have everything that matters. Ladies and gentlemen, or better yet, fellow parents, we pay tuition through the roof. And believe me, we heard this when we try to solicit people to come to this dinner. We pay so much money through the roof, and so many other causes that help, that are so terribly needed. We have no money left, literally or relatively. We have no money left, but we have everything that matters. When our kids come in from school every day, one time our sons come home, and their faces are shining. And we say to them, what are you so happy about? What did the Ravens win or something? What are you so happy about? And they said, no, I got a silver becher from Rabbi Brescher for finishing my first machperes. How many of us remember that moment? Our sons come home from school one day and their faces are pouring over a sefer and say, go out, get some air. And they say, no. We have Rabbi Brol's Chemdas program. How can we leave that? And we know we have everything that matters. We know we have everything that matters because that knowledge is going to last them for the rest of their life. We have no money left. When our kids come home from preschool and they know their Aleph Beis, and we realize we have no money left, but we have everything that matters. These are the moments that make a difference. And these are just the Oakland's experiences, but everyone has hundreds and thousands of other examples here. When the kids come home and they see the enthusiasm of Rabbi Kahana, and then we see how happy they are, and they exemplify that enthusiasm and they're so happy, then we know we have everything that matters. Tonight we're here to celebrate our yeshiva that gives us everything that matters. We're here to honor Rabbi Kahana and Rabbi Hershkowitz, who add so much to the ruchnius of the school. We're here to honor Mr. Loeb, who adds so much to the gashmius of the school. We're here to honor Lonnie Bork, who's the epitome of both. Beautiful combination of the gashmius and the ruchnius.
For more than 30 years, both Rabbi Kahana and Rabbi Hershkowitz have been dedicated to caring for and guiding thousands of Talmidim through the halls of TA. Our community and all of Klal Yisrael have benefited from your devotion to helping boys grow into B'nai Torah. I would also like to wish a Tzeischel L'Shalom to Mr. Joseph Loeb and recognize his more than 20 years of dedicated service for TA. It is truly amazing when you consider that between these three individuals, there is almost 90 years of combined service for our yeshiva. As well, I wish a special mazel tov to Mr. Lonnie Bork, our alumnus of the year. The yeshiva gets much nachas when it has the opportunity to recognize and honor one of its own Talmidim. It is truly exciting and rewarding to look out and see the enormous showing of support at tonight's dinner. A tremendous amount of work and effort has gone into making tonight's evening such a wonderful success. I would like to thank our dinner co-chairs, Aryeh and Goldie Gross and Dov and Shira Oken, whose hard work and attention to detail, together with the dinner committee of Rabbi Yehuda Zellinger, Rabbi Yaakov Lefkowitz, and many others, have helped make this evening possible. Over the past year, my first as chairman of the board, I have learned the very valuable lesson that helping TA run smoothly is a team effort shared by many. I want to personally thank the general board members for their continued support and willingness to be more involved with the yeshiva. I owe a tremendous amount of hakaras hatov to my executive board. Your efforts, energy, support, and guidance on decisions both big and small have been invaluable. While we are fortunate to have the support of a strong board, our boys are blessed with the amazing and talented rebbeim, moras, teachers and administrators and staff who together make up the TA faculty. These dedicated individuals have the special job of teaching and guiding over 900 Talmidim. TA is lucky to have not only strong support from within, but to also have the generous support of our parents, grandparents, friends, local foundations, and the Associated. I want to specifically mention and thank the Weinberg Foundation and the Associated for their continued support through the Day School Initiative. This grant continues the generous support that TA has received from both of these organizations, and we are very grateful for this significant help. As TA completes its 95th year and looks towards the future, we have so much to be proud of. Each division continues to thrive and flourish and is constantly looking for ways to offer stronger programs and better learning opportunities for our boys. Before continuing, I want to wish a tzeischel l'shalom to Mrs. Mia Severin. During her tenure, she has helped raise the level and quality of the education offered in our elementary school. I know that you all join me in expressing our appreciation for what she has accomplished and wishing her only the best in all of her future endeavors. While the cost of education continues to rise, the board takes its fiscal responsibility very seriously and is constantly reviewing every aspect of our budget. Our ongoing efforts, which include the continued participation in the Yeshiva University benchmarking project, continue to look for efficiencies and cost-saving measures. At the same time, we remain focused on increasing our fundraising efforts and finding new sources of income. A new project TA is proud to be a part of is the Russell Family Generations Endowment Program. As we prepare for more than 900 Talmidim in the next school year, our total budget will surpass more than $8 million for the first time. I am happy to report that because of the board's commitment to sound physical measures, our school finds itself on firm financial ground. TA, like most day schools, exists in a world of unlimited needs with very limited resources. The topic of day school affordability is one that is currently being discussed on the national and local level. Everyone arrives at one clear conclusion. Success in day school funding for the future will depend on partnerships among parents, generous donors, federations, and local foundations. The relationship that TA shares with all of its partners is a wonderful example of how this type of partnership can be so successful. Together, we will hopefully be able to accomplish our important goals of giving our children an excellent education while creating true B'nai Torah. While we remain focused on the current day-to-day operations of the yeshiva, we have also been reviewing opportunities for a bigger and brighter future here at TA. Over the past several months, our dedicated building committee has been exploring all potential options for our building expansion. There is a story brought down in Maseches Taanis where Choni HaMagal saw a man planting a carob tree. He questioned him, "Why bother planting a carob tree, which takes 70 years to bear its fruit, if you may not be around to reap its benefit?" The man replied, "Just as my ancestors planted those trees for me, knowing that they themselves would never see them fully grown, so too I will plant for my children." I can assure all of you that we will not need to wait 70 years to see the fruits of our labors. But like the man in the story, we too are fortunate to have a strong foundation that is 95 years old, planted and built by the generations before us. But we now have an even greater opportunity that is not just about planting for future generations. Our building is also about now. The current campus has 12 trailers and is so limited in the appropriate space. We now have the chance to give our current students not just a better and more beautiful Makom Torah and place to learn, but the space and resources they need to reach their full learning potential. Our goals are real and attainable if we all become a TA builder. In Yirtzeh Hashem, we will build upon the firm foundation that came before us, and together may we all continue to be zeicha to partner and be mechanech many future generations b'derech HaTorah. It is now my honor to call upon Mr. Chaim Wilkach, chairman of our building committee, to unveil the future building plans for TA.
At last year's banquet, we shared the excitement of the imminent capital expansion project. This year, I am here to tell you that we are thrilled to share the great news of the formal launching of our campaign as we move full steam ahead with excitement. During the past 12 months, much has been accomplished in the area of engineering, traffic control, zoning, geothermal borings, topographical and boundary determination. But aside from the workers carrying out those tasks, much of that work has gone unnoticed. Well, that's about to change. We are pleased to announce that we have purchased 3 homes immediately adjacent to the school that will allow us to expand comfortably. The architectural renderings that you are about to see are a culmination of months of work as we reviewed our needs and our plans, reviewed them again, and then reviewed them some more, all in an effort to ensure that we build what we really need. And the work is not done. We will continue to review, reassess, and tweak the plans as we move forward from this initial phase of renderings and spatial planning and on into the next phase, that of refining the plans so that they may be brought to construction drawings, which will allow us to secure a builder and propel us to a groundbreaking in a few short months, Bezras Hashem. The first picture you're looking at is a rendering of the Early Childhood Center preschool building. You're looking at it from the front of the building. I think it's quite an exciting picture. This new 22,000 plus square foot Early Childhood Center will be located on the land that we have just acquired and will feature all of the modern amenities. Imagine restrooms in each classroom, large outdoor fun rooms, magnificent playgrounds, a library, and a media center. So move to the next slide. You're now looking at the right side view of the building, which is directly opposite the current administrative building. You're looking at an outdoor playground close to 10,000 square feet, which is immediately adjacent to the actual building. The next slide is the other side, the left side of the building, which will be adjacent to the main entrance and be a nice waiting area for carpool and an additional outdoor gathering area. As we go through the schematics, you're going to have a hard time seeing that from where you're sitting, but again, they're in the lobby. On the bottom floor of the preschool is where we plan on having our daycare, as well as some area for expansion. The walkout area of the daycare you'll see there, those 4 green squares represent daycare rooms. Each of those have an egress straight out to the back where they'll have their own play area, outdoor play area at grade level. That is the main entrance that you saw on the outside. Now coming inside that main entrance with the lobby, the 4 green areas represent the 3-year-old, the nursery program, and the 2 large red areas represent indoor, what we would call an indoor fun area, with doors that go right out to that playground area that you saw before, as well as some other media center, conference room, health suites, and some other offices. The next slide is the top floor, and that is your 4-year-old and 5-year-old, your nursery and your kindergarten and pre-1A classes, allotting for 5 tracks of each on that level, as well as some offices and restrooms, of course. The next slide is the high school building. Before we move on the high school building, I'd like to point out that the high school building that you're seeing here is a roughly 30,000 or so square foot building with the center. What you're seeing there is the center would be the Beis Medrash 2-story plus Beis Medrash building with a 2-story representing a very high ceiling, as well as on the left side you're looking at a classroom wing, and on the right side you're looking at an administrative wing, as well as the area above those classrooms. And now we'll go through some other quick pictures and then sketches so you can see those. The next slide that you'll see is the close-up of the left side of the building, which is the classroom, one of the classroom wings. And the next slide that you'll see is on the right side, depicting what will be an administrative area and the upper level there, which is you're seeing a walkout balcony, which is an area near the overlooking the Beis Medrash area. As you get to the schematic drawings, the bottom floor there, the large red area is the new gymnasium on the bottom floor. The center red area will be a very large and beautiful dining room, and the 2 gray areas represent meat and dairy kitchens. The next level up will be classrooms, the green representing classrooms, and the red representing the 2nd story of the gym, which of course is airspace. Final story up, the 3rd floor, which is the ground floor. As you're facing the building, you have your entrance there in the center, a very large lobby, and the red representing the floor area of the very large and beautiful Beis Medrash, going up 2+ stories. To the right side, the yellow represents awesome offices and conference rooms, and the green representing classrooms. And the final slide of the schematics on the top floor, above the Beis Medrash, the red, of course, the airspace above the Beis Medrash rising up to the ceiling, the green being a balcony with a Judaic library, and the other areas being a student lounge, teacher's lounge, as well as some other offices and study rooms. And the final slide, it's just to give you, it's hard to see from here, again, welcome to look outside. You see where the placement of those buildings are, hard to see from a different distance. The red one in the corner is the high school building with that shape, and the blue one representing the preschool. And as you see in the schematic drawing there in the site plan, we have reworked the parking and the traffic all to accommodate more parking, more traffic, better traffic flow, as well as a better carpool pickup and drop-off arrangement. I've only touched upon some of the key points. As I mentioned before, I invite you all to call me, email, visit in my office and my home. If you have questions, comments, or ideas, please don't hesitate to contact me or any other members of the building committee. We would love to share the excitement that we feel. I'd like to thank the building committee themselves, who have put in an enormous number of hours at all hours of the day and night to hash and rehash these plans. Thank you very, very much. We look forward to this exciting time, and we invite you all to participate in this wonderful, wonderful endeavor. Thank you.
We say in Pirkei Avos, Shlosh Ksorim, there are 3 crowns: Keser Torah, Keser Kahuna, and Keser Malchus. V'Cheser Shem Tov Ola Agabeim. Reb Shraga Hershkowitz, the Menaruchti of our yeshiva, who just pushed my foot, the Marada Aser of the Scotts Hill community, the Shluchat Tzibura, the Kailai Noah, the beautiful, beautiful tefillos that the Rebbeinu Shalom accepts on our behalf through his beautiful tefillos and kavanas. The father to his students, not only the current students. My Rebbe Zatzal, the Baal Avodas Levi, Rav Ruderman Zatzal would say, Shinantam levanecha elu tamidecha, you shall teach your children. Your children means your students. And the Rosh Yeshiva Zatzal would explain the difference between a child and a student, presumably so, is that a student is here today but gone tomorrow. He finds other teachers, he moves on in life. A child is a child forever. Reb Shraga teaches us that the epitome of a Rebbe is a parent. That a child is a child forever, a student is a student forever. There are people here in the audience older than Reb Shraga. It's pretty old. Same age, younger, that are all here gathered together out of their love for their Rebbe. Not only the ones in the yeshiva, the ones that have left years and years ago, but they come back because they love him, because he cares about him, because he is their Rebbe. He epitomizes what it means to be a teacher, a Rebbe, a Zisa Tata. And he does this all. Beruach Yisrael Sava. He maintains the dignity, the beauty of the Frierdiker generations, the early generations that represent the Torah Gedula. With this in mind, we call on Reb Shraga to come forward as we present him with a small token of our appreciation. Which read. Keser Kahuna. The second crown is that of the Kahuna. Kahuna represents a service. We have our own Kohen Gadol in TA. The Tyra of Kahana, the Kohen Sedek, the one who represents the intermediary between the Rebbeinu Shalom and Klal Yisrael. The one who recognizes and has dedicated his entire life to the Avodah, to the service of the Rebbeinu Shalom, to his students, to the parents, to the teachers, to the faculty. We've heard the raving reviews of all the lives that he touches. Not only his only immediate family, but all the students, the entire TA family. He's beloved by them because he loves us. And we're eternally grateful. It's interesting that the Pasuk tells us, Tubecha v'urecha ish chasidecha, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives over his Urim v'Tumim, his breastplate, to one that is befitting the devout one, the Chasidecha, the devout one. But Chasidecha can also be translated as the righteous one. This Kohen Tzedek that we have, this Kohen Gadol that we have in our midst, is one who is beloved to all, And that's why he is renowned throughout the country as one of the biggest mechanchim in his field and highly respected. And you know why? Because of his avodah. He's selfless, dedicated, and devoted. And for this we are eternally grateful, and we call upon him to receive the award. The next crown, Keser Malchus. Keser Malchus represents Gemilus Chasadim, service. A king is a servant to his people. And Melech B'Layam, a king is only a king if he has who to serve. Lonnie Borg is an individual who is a servant to so many people. He recognizes the importance of helping others, of reaching out, of being concerned for his family, for his friends, for his rabbeim. I personally witnessed how he took care of Rav Milakovsky, Zechet Tzalek Livracha, and L'Avda Ben Chaim L'Chaim Arichas Yomim, to Rav Rottenberg Shlita, his love for them, his respect for them. A young man from out of state that came to the community and was an immediate, instant hit to his rabbeim, to his friends, to his peers, and that remained with him all of his life. And for that, we are eternally grateful to him, that he epitomizes all that one would hope for as a Talmud of a yeshiva of TA. And for that, we wish to express our hakaras hatov to him at this moment by presenting to him our small token of appreciation. If you would step forward. Interestingly, Chazal tell us v'keser shem tov ola abeim, and the crown of a good name is over and above, is greater than all. But it only says there are 3 crowns. So what's the keser shem tov? That's the 4th. Why doesn't it say there are 4th crowns? Very interesting. The 4th crown is representative of an individual that doesn't want a crown, that is crownless, because his whole life is crowning others. An individual that's seldom recognized. An individual that declines public recognition, that doesn't wear a crown because he crowns others. Ola al gabeim. He rests on the shoulders of others. He wants them to have the good name. The Shem Tov is the individual that's concerned that everybody should have what their needs are, and not any concern about himself. It's a thankless position that Reb Yosef, that our dear friend Joe, has lived through, but he's beloved, and he did it with a loving heart. Because everything that he did in life at our yeshiva was for others, to build their names. The Keser Shov Ola Gabeim. He earned that good name because he demonstrated the selflessness and the recognition that all that he had to do in life was to make sure that everybody else had what they needed. No concern for himself. Because of that, Rabbi Yosef, the Keser Shem Tov Ola Gabeim, you have earned it all. And for this, we are eternally grateful, and we wish you continued mazel and bracha in Eretz Yisrael, where we hope we will visit you soon. B'kara b'yameinu, b'biyas HaMashiach. Please step forward.